What's good, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of Reality Check Wednesdays, where every week we cut the noise, we get real about our lives, growth, healing, and all things wellness. Today's topic is the power of saying no and speaking your truth. This is a healing conversation for the recovering people pleasers, those who grew up silenced, unseen, and who are ready to reclaim their voice. The first key point to finding power in your words and speaking up and saying no, knowing that no is a full sentence, is first acknowledging those childhood wounds. Many people pleasers learn to stay quiet for the need to survive in our adolescence. It becomes a trauma, not feeling heard, validated, feeling unseen. Feeling invalidated can leave you feeling misunderstood, drawing you back into loneliness, isolation, because you feel like your unique perspective is not appreciated. And this can just draw you back into that shell that you have built to protect yourself. And in that shell, your thoughts just roam aimlessly with no outlet. It can cause you not to trust others, creating relationship problems because you become hesitant on sharing your needs and being vulnerable with other people from that learned behavior, from the patterns that you once experienced. It can cause difficulty with emotional regulation and low self-esteem. You must remember that a person can only meet us as far as we have already met ourselves. If we don't embrace ourselves and know that we are important to speak our truths, the world will handle us just that way. Anyhow, that just deepens the wounds. It deepens the hurt of how we see ourselves and our self-worth, pulling us deeper into the shadows, pulling us deeper into those moments where we are afraid to speak up and use our voice. Any of this sound familiar? Again, silencing yourself, it becomes internalized. Our body remembers the patterns and it keeps score. So we should look at self-expression that same way. The more we build the muscle to speak and express ourselves freely, the body will keep score of that too, for us to effortlessly show up in the world as our highest, truest selves. I remember growing up, I was always such an empathic little being. I felt so much. I noticed everything and I absorbed so much energy like a little sponge. I didn't have the tools to regulate my emotions, and I didn't know the power of transmuting energy with simply using my words. I didn't feel safe enough to speak up and use my voice for the fear of being misjudged, misunderstood, because I was so different. I didn't realize how my discernment was really like a gift. It was a superpower. So instead of using it as such, I carried it on my shoulders like a ton of bricks. It was heavy. I carried it in my gut. I carried it in my heart. I carried it in my throat. I used to compare my anger to a volcano because I'll bottle it up and just hold all that anger, the frustration, my observations in, and I'd allow it to erupt at the smallest inconvenience, the smallest misunderstanding. And then at the end, that only caused me to be more misunderstood and misjudged. I had damaged so many relationships with family members reacting like this, like friends, all of that. And not to say that those people were righteous in those moments, but just saying how I could have handled myself more gracefully as well as others. So now I compare my anger to the deep blue sea because you know what? The ocean is still dangerous, though the vast ocean can be deadly. It flows. I go with the flow. I am fluent. I move. I speak when I need to. I don't overthink. I allow things to just happen in its natural rhythm. And you know what? I think most of this stems from the good girl, bad girl era. This mentality was birthed with indoctrination and was born into slavery, passed down from generations and generations. And although this mindset was meant to protect, it often silences us. It silences us from expressing our pain, our joy, our happiness, our sensuality, our truths. And while back then it might have kept our ancestors safe, now is a new day. It's time for us to liberate ourselves, to live free in our self-expression and allow our ancestors to experience it through us because they are within us. They are here with us, walking our paths day by day. I'm sure that they would like to experience the joy as well that they never got to receive on this earthly realm. We are their wildest dreams if we allow ourselves to be free. Free from the program of people pleasing, emotional suppression, struggles with self-worth, and speaking up. It's time for us to really release that shame that was built around individuality and being creative as you are, not as the world tells us we should be or telling us when what is appropriate. It's time for us to tap into our hearts, our souls, and our spirits. So I challenge you, my beautiful YouTube family. I challenge you to speak up in those small moments. Correct someone if they say your name wrong. Express your preferences honestly. For example, actually, I prefer this over this, and etc. This is actually funny because I remember when I used to go to the nail parlor and I would be nervous to ask the nail tech to correct the issue or to fix something. Imagine this was my hand, my hard-earned money. This is something that I had to constantly look at, and I was nervous. And this was something rooted in my childhood that I had to really deconstruct and learn. Like, mama, it's okay for you to speak up. What's she gonna do? What she gonna do? Whoop you? I think the fuck not. Speak up. So ask for what you need and ask for it without apology. And remember that it's not about the volume, it's about the vibration of your intention. I don't care if your voice is shaking while you're speaking. Courage is built in that tremble. I want to leave you with some ways to exercise your throat chakra to release the blockages that might reside in your soul or your heart, as well as your throat. You can practice use some voice warm-ups and just hum at least 5 to 10 minutes out the day. Hum, things of such, whatever suits your spirit, because you are the co-creator, you are the vessel. Something else you can do is chant you some mantras. Example, I express myself freely and lovingly. I express myself freely and lovingly. I express myself freely and lovingly. Color therapy is also a good one. You can wear colors, visualize them, and eat them, you know what I mean, and really enhance whatever chakra you are looking to heal for that day. You see I have on my blue today. You can use some daily journal prompts. For example, what do I wish that I can say out loud? Or what truths have I silenced within myself? Honey, you can even do some breath work. Just breathe in, breathe out. And it even works even better if you release it with a sigh. And when you're doing these exercises, really feel into them. Imagine as if light is moving through your body, clearing that space of each chakra, allowing that throat, that heart, that solar to be able to speak, grow the confidence, to release the pain, the trouble, the trauma that you might have carried with you for so long, as well as your throat, to make sure that when you speak, that though your intentions are set clear and direct. And I invite you to share one moment this week where you stepped out of your shell, stepped up, spoke up, used your voice, or set a boundary. I'd like you to leave it in the comments, leave it on any of my socials, hashtag Reality Check Wednesdays. I'd love to hear it, because it inspires me as well to hear the stories of others speaking up and doing the uncomfortable things to heal. So ending this out, I want us to do a short exercise together. It's a grounding exercise. I want you to place one hand over your throat. Take 3 deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and visualize light coming through to clear out all blockages so that we are able to move through our day in confidence and speak up, speak our truths. You ready? Okay, come on. Woo! I don't know about you, but if you really did that with intention, I feel more clear already. I feel ready to say and speak and do whatever I need to do. I'm going to finish my day powerfully. I'm going to make some more content, use my voice, express myself like the ancestors been calling me to do. And I wish the same upon you. So with that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all for tapping in to another episode of Reality Check Wednesdays, where every week we silence the noise. We come in, get real about our lives, our growth, health, and all things wellness. And I see you next Wednesday. Holla at your girl. Bye-bye.